Hey, what's up? In today's video, we'll talk about personal statements and statements of purpose, and we will discuss the key differences between the two of them, and more importantly, how exactly you should write each of these documents. Today, I'll try to answer that question that I get a lot. What is the difference between a statement of purpose and a personal statement? See, typically, every school you're applying to will ask you for either or. I haven't found any school that would ask you for a personal statement and a statement of purpose, but let me know in the comments if I'm just not aware that these things are happening on these application streets, okay? But let me know in the comments if you have tried applying to any school that required both of them. But typically, the school will want you to submit either of these two documents. So I think there is no real difference between the two, and you will understand why by the end of this video. But I think the main difference, the only difference that I see, is the statement of purpose wants you to focus more on like your career, your achievements, your research interest, and why you're applying to this school, that kind of thing. But personal statement wants you to focus on for the personal statement, the expectation is that you will focus on things like your mission, or like your motivation, why you chose the things that you chose, like maybe your career path, how that has led you to this point, almost like telling a story of your life, from like motivation to journey, what you did, what career you chose, why you chose it, and how that has kind of gotten you to this point. And so you will understand that even though in principle they should be sort of different, the reality is the content of those two documents usually are very similar, probably 80% the same thing. And I'll tell you in a couple of minutes how you should write each of these documents, and what I'm going to share with you shortly will help you write either one. Whether it's a personal statement or a statement of purpose, make sure you include these things in that document you're sharing with the school. Before I share tips on how to write these two documents, I want to remind you, my friend, just so we are on the same page, that the goal of these documents, personal statements, statements of purpose, or your essays if you're applying to MBA programs, whatever that is, the main goal is to sell yourself. You always need to remember that the goal of writing anything to that school is marketing. You need to market yourself, what you've done, what you've accomplished, and how that got you to this point, and how you're the best thing since sliced bread, even though I don't think sliced bread is that great. But anyway, the point is, you need to remember that the goal of all of these documents, either of these three types of documents or essays that the school wants you to write, the goal is to sell yourself. Sell your experiences, sell why you're different, sell what you bring to the table for this school, like how you contribute to their community, things like that. So all of that good stuff said, let us get into what exactly you should have or how you should write these documents. So let's get to the tips. So tip number one for writing your personal statement or statement of purpose is start with a story. I know I've shared this quite a bit here on YouTube and also on my Instagram, but I'll keep repeating it, okay, until you get it, my friend. So the first thing is, make sure you start each of these documents, write-ups, essays with a story about your motivation, something that impacted your life and made you choose the things you chose. But start with a story. Stories are powerful. Stories connect you to the reader, to the person reading it, to the admissions committee, and they just generally get more interested. But beyond that, stories are a great way for you to showcase like your motivation, your why. Beyond all the things you've achieved, all the things you've done, you need to be able to share a story that tells someone your why. And so that your starting story, your starting paragraph should be something that shows your why, the bigger picture. Beyond, I went to this school, got this degree, did this job, achieved this. People are looking for your why. So make sure you start with a story that showcases your why, your motivation, why you're doing the things that you're doing. Beyond even applying to this school, it's about like the why. And let me just clarify that, because this is something that a couple of people ask me, is I don't have any dramatic anything to say. Listen, it doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be something super life-changing. It could just be something you experienced on your way to work. It could be something somebody said beside you. It could be something that happened at work. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Okay, I'm not a dramatic person, so I don't have dramatic stories too, but it just has to be something that has impacted your life and your career. That's the main thing. So another thing you want to do when you're writing either your personal statement, your statement of purpose, your essay, is to provide context. And honestly, this is the one I feel like a lot of people miss, a lot of applicants miss. You need to use your essay to provide context. If, for instance, you had a pretty low GPA because something happened when you were in undergrad, or maybe you had a baby, and babies are a lot. I have one child and I'm just like, Lord, this is a lot of work. So if you had a baby while you were in school, that's something to share when you are writing your essay. Provide context as to why you had that low GPA, or why you don't have this type of experience, or just help the school understand a bit more beyond what they'll find in your resume. What is the story behind all those bullet points in your resume? That's kind of what you should be doing with your essay, instead of just listing out, like resharing what's already in your resume. You should be providing the context and the story behind what they see on your resume. So if there's any gaps in your candidacy, anything you feel like the school may be like about you, that's an opportunity for you to explain, to provide context. If there's something you mentioned on your resume, maybe you sold something, or you generated $10,000 for your company, which may seem like a small amount of money, you should provide context in your essay as to why that's not small to you, and like given where you're coming from. So your essay is another opportunity for you to provide context that the school will not find anywhere else. Okay, this one I feel like you likely already know, but your essay is also another opportunity. Either it's a personal statement or a statement of purpose, doesn't matter. Remember what I said about selling yourself. Your essay is a great opportunity for you to share like your achievements, what you've done, your strengths, things like that, like the combination of things you've done. And now here's the thing. Do not write this like you're writing a resume. Write this like you are writing a story behind the bullets in your resume, if that makes sense. Almost like sharing like your collective experience. If instead of saying things like led a project that generated $200,000 in 6 months for my company, when I get to my essay, that's something I can write on my resume. But when I'm writing my essay, I wouldn't write that. I'll write something like, after 4 years in the oil and gas industry and generating thousands of dollars, I have learned that this. I am also now looking for this opportunity, and that's why I'm applying to this school. Now you are saying the same thing, but now you're saying it in terms of the story and you're sharing in terms like almost like it has become part of your story. Like, I've had these years of experience and done this, but not as a bullet point type of situation, or achieved this. That's not something you should have in your essay, but you should use this essay to showcase what you've done in a story type way, but showcase your strengths, your achievements, the kind of things you've done, but make sure it's tied well into the overall theme of your essay. Another thing you should pay attention to when writing these essays is you need to demonstrate fits. You need to show how you will not only benefit from the school, but how you would contribute to the school and to the community that school is building. So there are two things I've mentioned here. You need to show how you will benefit from this school. Why exactly is that school the best for you? Even if they are not the best, you need to tell them they are the best. Okay, how exactly, or why exactly are they the best? What kind of research have you done that has shown you that that school will be the right fit for you? Is it their curriculum? Is it something an alum said to you? Is it something a current student posted on LinkedIn? Is it something that just resonated with you? Is it a paper that one of their professors published? You need to share why you think that school, something different. I know that when you go on all these schools' website, they begin to sound the same, but you need to do that second degree research to say, what exactly do I find special about each school? And you need to put it in, because you always want to tell a school that you've spent some time doing your research about them and you've invested into them, even though it might just be something you heard from a friend, something people say about that school. That's fine, but it has to be something that you cannot find anywhere else. Now, the other part of demonstrating fit is also showing how you will contribute to the school. So it's not all about getting from the school. You also need to say things that you will do. Are you going to lead a club? Are you going to start a club? Are you going to teach other students? You need to show how you will contribute to the community that school is building. So if you've heard everything I've said in this video and you still feel like I need some help, I need some, I need to know what great looks like when it comes to writing a personal statement of purpose, I have templates, okay? So if you check the link in my description, you will find templates there, and you can just they're super affordable. You can just get those templates, see what great looks like, and use that for your own essay. You can get some ideas from some of the templates and examples that I have. Also, if you need some one-on-one type help, you can also click the link in the description and book some time with me, okay? I'm always here for you. So last tip is you need to proofread, okay? You need to, even if you're not paying someone, you don't have a mentor or something, you can ask your friends to proofread. Ask them to proofread and get their very honest, opinion. This is the time that you need that honest friend, okay? Not that one that will tell you things you want to hear. You need to give this essay, this personal statement of purpose to a friend that you trust to always tell you the truth, okay? And I hope you have that friend in your corner. Give it to a friend, give it to a colleague, let them really share with you if your story makes sense, if it's coherent, if it's clear, if it's something that, if after reading that essay, ask them the question, will you admit me to your program or to your school if you were part of the admissions committee? And if the answer is kind of, yeah, I think so, then it's a red flag, okay? Go and rewrite that thing. And so that's the last tip. Make sure you proofread, no grammar errors. That is such a turn off for schools. So make sure there are no errors in your write-up and you'll be all good. All right, my friend, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up and also subscribe. If you have not subscribed at this point, it means there's something I'm doing wrong, okay? And I need to give you an explanation. So tell me what it is, why you've not subscribed. But please subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. And that way I know that this video is the type, or this is the type of video that you want. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to join my email list. I'm always sharing tips there first. And you can get all the information, ideas, tips that you need for your grad school journey. I'll see you in my next video.